Okay, welcome everyone, and welcome to Megalife21 Live Shooting the Shit. And this show is representing the old school physical fitness and martial arts Facebook page that was started in 2012 by myself, called the International Brotherhood of Pahlivans, and it represents alternative fitness as well as circular training and all of the fitness routines, all of the training systems that were created and implemented by the ancient warriors thousands of years past. My co-host and very close friend, the one and only, the Commodore Jeff Zambello, is here. Greetings, Jeff Zambello. Okay, there's Jeff Zambello. Originally from Boston, now residing in the maritime province of New Brunswick, Canada. He is an all-natural competitive power lifter. He was a competitive kettlebell athlete, and now he competes in swinging the mace. The mace, he is the ace of the mace. So let me get started here for a second. Hold on. Let me get a drink of water. Jeff Zambello says, where is the trumpet to welcome everyone? Well, the trumpet broke. You're talking about the old shofar? That fell apart. Seven lucky hotel bells. The Hilton on Polyfly Road in Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey. Chase away the evil spirits. Here's the Levity Bell, used by Ed Norton, Ed Lillywhite Norton of the Honeymooners, when Ralph Cramden hired the maid Thelma when Alice was decided to become a career girl. All right, now let us begin. Unfortunately, in the fitness world, in our country, the United States of America, under capitalism, they take a form of natural, drug-free, safe physical fitness, time-proven physical fitness for thousands of years. They take this honest, humble system that was used by ancient warriors, and they turn it into a profit-motivated, greedy, deceptive, living infomercial, which means they have been doing seminars, okay, at a very high price. And some people use nice words like a workshop, if it's usually more than one seminar. But these seminars are done at venues that usually accommodate a lot of people, or alternative fitness gymnasiums. And they're done often, unfortunately, the people that do these seminars do not have a sufficient background and credentials in physical fitness. Some of them are mere forklift operators in a warehouse. Others, another person who's famous that does seminars at a high price was only a college professor in merry old England and currently owns a few restaurants and a cafe. No physical fitness and or nutrition background whatsoever. And because they have the money to start this fandango, this facade, this carnival sideshow that they call a circular training seminar for several hundred to $1,000 a person. They just simply have the money to get the venue and to promote it. And they have the right marketing people behind them to promote it. Okay, hold on. Jeff Zambello. The ace of twirling the baton in Times Square. Yes, I will get to that, Jeff. Where were the cops for that exhibition? That could be quite dangerous. Couldn't that be a deadly projectile if the hands were a tad bit too sweaty and it went flying? I think so. Where is all the muscle tone from these seminars? We're talking about steel mace swinging seminars in circular training. It has become not just a fad, but a cult, because there are lots of people, as these charlatans, these carnival hucksters play the flute like the Pied Piper. All these people that have never heard of circular training, they come following like a bunch of rats or lemmings ready to jump off the cliff and drown in the ocean. They come following because they're neophytes. They have never heard of circular strength training, and they think these people are revolutionizing physical fitness by conducting and promoting these seminars. And these people profess in the promotion that circular strength training with a mace, which is what used to be called a gada in India during ancient times, they make it sound like swinging the mace or swinging Indian clubs, or any kind of clubs, or Indian joris, which are clubs, which means clubs, or Persian meals, which are clubs. They make it sound like this is a panacea in fitness, that this will do everything for your body. And the truth is, it is good for certain aspects of physical fitness, but it does not do everything. It is not part of a well-balanced physical fitness program. And these people, they never get jacked up. They don't have any muscle tone, like Jeff Zambello says. They're very smooth. You don't see that tight skin muscle tone with muscular definition in them. You really don't see it. And there's a good chance that these individuals are doing traditional, one-dimensional, linear, old-fashioned exercises with whatever, a barbell, dumbbells, machines, or what I like, power bands, resistance power bands. There's a good chance they're conducting a well-balanced physical fitness program. Jeff Zambello says, James, please elaborate on all of the bastardization that has evolved with the playtime of toys. Yes. Well, let me do the show in steps. So fake praising of reaching untapped potential. Yes, they are like motivational speakers. And they tell people what they want to hear. Americans love to hear that there is an instant, magical, overnight success shortcut. There is no secret. There is no shortcut. Either you have the right genetics to gain muscle mass and strength, or you don't. It all starts off with the right genetics. I don't care how much training or overtraining you do. I don't care how many grams of protein you ingest. If you don't have the right genetics, if you're not a natural born mesomorph, or you're not a combination of ectomorph and mesomorph, or endomorph and mesomorph, or a pure mesomorph, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Casey Viator, people like them, that you're not going to gain the muscle mass that others have. Like, for instance, powerlifters that are the most successful have short limbs. They're not tall, lanky people with long arms and long legs, because science does not allow for long limbs to lift the most weight. That's why a lot of powerlifters are not tall and they have short limbs. Now, these people that don't have a physical fitness background in general, they don't have the credentials, the degrees, or whatever, they are promoting circular training strictly for money, for monetary gain, for profit, for themselves, you see. And they lie to people. They tell them, like an infomercial or a carnival barker or snake oil salesman, they tell them that that this circular training will do everything. Meanwhile, they are not the perfect example for such claims. The late great Jack LaLanne said the best way to teach is by example. He said that in regards to his children, whatever, and to everybody. The best way to teach is by example. If you don't set the example, forget it. You're not going to command the respect. Now, there are people out there that do alternative fitness, circular training, that do have the credentials. There are a small amount of people, a tiny fraction of the population. But guess what? They are not hosted and promoted to do these big seminars at venues. So do you see what I mean? When the great Steve Angel of the United Kingdom said that these American shysters that do seminars are bastardizing this respectable ancient warrior sport of circular training, he was 100% correct on the money. No better words were spoken by the great powerlifter of the United Kingdom, very wise man, Steve Angel, who does swing the Persian meals. He does have a great collection of wooden clubs, as well as conventional weights. But he respects the sport for what it is. He doesn't go out charging people $1,000 a head to do seminars and have them part with their hard-earned money and then disrespect them and talk about them behind their back and laugh at them. Okay, Jeff says, I can only, you can't go ahead of me, man, because I'm gonna be out of breath. Not revolutionizing fitness. Wake up at 5:30 a.m. and work out hard like a U.S. Navy SEAL or United States Army Ranger. Bodyweight calisthenics, speed walking, cycling, etc. Martial artists practice this every day. You're absolutely right, Jeff Zambella. And one of the finest trainers that could ever do a workshop is Jeff Zambella, because he was a paratrooper, a lieutenant in the U.S. Army, competitive powerlifter in both conventional powerlifting and Russian-style kettlebell competition and the mace. He has done it all. And he has a master's degree in finance, and he is a fantastic motivational speaker. And he also does Bible study for many years. So Jeff Zambella will not rob you. He will not lie to you. He will tell you the God's honest truth. And you know that? You know what? Jeff Zambella has single-handedly rehabilitated a serious shoulder injury all by himself. He didn't go to Kessler Institute. He didn't spend money on any rehab center. He did it himself. He totally came back from serious shoulder injury, which put him on the sidelines, to say the least. Sweat and get results. Yes, there are no secrets. Jeff Zambella says, I love the 10 by 2s. That's 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock when you swing the mace. Because that's what it looks like. And the 360-degree mace swings for 5-minute sets. That gets results with cardiovascular strength and functional mobility. That is true, because all of the Pahlivans always say, do not swing heavy. And this was told to me by the great Richard Army McGuire, that never gets credit from any of these shysters doing seminars, that picked that man's brains for the longest time and never gave him kudos and never gave him credit. But I'm giving him credit, because I'm dedicating this show to Richard Army McGuire, originally from Massachusetts, New Englander, now residing in Redondo Beach, Southern California. I dedicate it to Richard Army McGuire. And he also trains circus elephants. Talk about having courage and guts. He learned from the Pahlivans, from Iranian Pahlivans, running their own zircones in the Iranian community in Los Angeles, California. He was taught by the best. He has the best collection of clubs of anyone in the world, in my opinion. Okay. Now, getting back to the hucksters. There's two people that currently, now there's two people. Before there was one person named Mr. Maceman. And we'll leave it at that. Mr. Maceman of Southern California. He does steel mace seminars, and he charges a lot of money. And he does not have a physical fitness background in terms of diplomas, degrees, certifications. He has a regular job. And somehow, through marketing, people took a liking to him, and he built up a great following online, Facebook, actually, on Facebook. And he started doing seminars because he got a break by Eric Doyle of Long Beach Kettlebell Club. He took a liking to his online videos and gave him his first big break by having him do seminars at his Long Beach Kettlebell Club. So he owes really everything to Eric Doyle. So it grew. He started doing them nationwide. He started branching out from Southern California. And then he started, by sheer luck, he started doing seminars abroad, internationally. Well, don't ask me how. He must have a leprechaun. Eric Doyle must have sent a leprechaun to follow him around and bring him luck, because only sheer luck can a person with no solid physical fitness background and credentials do what he's done. So now after Paul Terrace Walkowinski and William Calvani, who I respect, who should be really doing workshop seminars, who has the qualifications to do workshop seminars, Mr. William Calvani, now residing, I think, in the state of Virginia, I think, originally from New Jersey. He goes, getting back to Mr. Maceman goes to Varanasi, India, because everyone else has gone for an educational experience. And of course, Pratye Singh of Varanasi, India, was the tour guide for them. And Mr. Maceman went there with this man. I don't know his name, but he has a company now called Functional Hobbies, Harbeats. I don't know what his physical fitness background is, but he's dressed just like Mr. Maceman. He has the tight black t-shirt with the snug black trousers, holding a black steel mace in his hands. They look like the Blues Brothers, like the Bobbsey twins. And this guy who went to Varanasi, India, I'm sure he split the cost of the trip with Mr. Maceman, because Mr. Maceman is Dutch, and we all know how tight the Dutch are with the dollar. The Bobbsey twins, the Blues Brothers, went together. Now this guy, Functional Harbeats, what is he beating? He has spent the money to procure a spot in Midtown Manhattan, New York City. Most likely, by the looks of it, it could be Times Square, which I'm sure is a pretty penny to do a demonstration in public. And he's doing a demonstration. Talk about investing in procuring future clients for the next gig, the next seminar. This guy has lofty ambitions, but I'm sure he's doing it in conjunction with Mr. Maceman. I'm sure it's a combined business effort. Only in America would do people take an ancient sport and try to capitalize on it and make an overnight fortune of an humble ancient warrior sport. Only in America. Functional Hobbies. And he's on the internet, I'm sure. Yeah, he's on Facebook, of course, because Facebook has every motherfucker known to man. All right, let's see what we got here. Really, just like Tinder has every escort, female scammer, gold diggers, whores, you name it, they're all on Tinder. Facebook has every motherfucking shyster known to mankind. Jeff Zambella says, run up and down hills at the local cemetery, run through the woods cross country. Did you know the great New Englander Rocky Marciano used to run uphill both forwards and backwards? In God rest his soul, in his training regiment. Yeah, try putting a truck tire in your backyard in one corner and hitting it with a 16-pound iron maul hammer and flipping it to the next far corner of your backyard. And every time you flip the truck tire, you whack it with the 16-pound fence post driving maul hammer with hickory handle, and you whack it hard, and you flip that from one corner to the other of your backyard, like Sylvester Stallone did when he trained in the Rocky movie in Siberia for Ivan Drago. Try training the old-fashioned hardcore way with no designer equipment, no fancy designer clothes, no black Men in Black or Blues Brothers outfit looking all pretty with a big fake Cheshire Cat smile on your face, trying to dupe people out of their hard-earned money. Jeff Zambello says, hey, Jeff, isn't this cool how I'm able to put your statements right up there in crystal clarity, Technicolor for the public to see? This is really cool. Thank you. Powered by StreamYard. The magic is in the goose. Hindu push-ups, Hindu squats. Yeah, that's Bethax and Dan's. Prisoner squats, Spider-Man push-ups, mountain climbers, reverse lunges, T push-ups, sit-throughs from plank push-up position, pivot on one arm, and put leg to the opposite side. That's right. One arm is holding your body weight while the other opposite leg is elevated. Oh, don't forget dive bomber. I'm sorry. The statement is blocking me. Dive bomber push-ups. Very similar to Hindu push-ups. That's right. You bet your sweet bippy there, people. All body weight calisthenics done in strict form, slowly and safely, concentrating hard on perfect form, perfect biomechanics, either with much lighter weight, like the great Eugene Sandow used to do. He used to work out with light weights, concentrating on peak contraction, coming down slowly, doing the exercises slowly, and focusing on perfect form. That's the great Eugene Sandow, the very first Mr. Olympia. The people, the legendary strength athletes of the turn of the century. You can accomplish more with light weights and body weight calisthenics in slow, perfect form, emphasizing negatives than risking injury and shortening your athletic career. Okay, and giving chiropractors and orthopedic surgeons more profit. Okay, by being a big shot macho man and swinging a heavy gada to show off for a 30-second video on YouTube to show that you're a big fucking macho man. Oh, by the way, people, how tall are you? All right. Jeff Zambello says, kettlebell swings, Russian style. Y squats with waxwood staff or dowel. That's right. The Shaolin Kung Fu waxwood bow staff that was used by the Shaolin monks when done expertly is a formidable weapon as well as a fantastic upper body exercise. And now the kettlebell swings, just like when you swing the mace, must never be, and when you swing Indian clubs, by the way, must never be swung ballistically. It must be done in a fluid motion, slower fluid motion, concentrating on the form, not done super rapidly, so you end up fucking up your joints. I do this circuit every morning before I do my mace workouts. That is true. Jeff Zambello has an outstanding regimen. Outstanding. You know what you should do, Jeff Zambello? You should make, you know that video, not video, you know that photo of you with the blue shirt doing the kettlebell competition? You should use that as you can actually choose your own avatar. Instead of having like this, you can actually put any photo you desire as your avatar. It can be uploaded very easily. Okay, where was I? Jeff Zambello says, bodyweight calisthenics, big pump, horseshoe-shaped triceps, and diamond-cut quadriceps. Oh, don't forget the calves. You have diamond calves, and they're much more impressive than the Hope Diamond, which is cursed anyway. You don't want to touch that. You should see how tight and ripped Jeff Zambello has become, lowering his body fat percentage and increasing his muscle mass, all with drug-free, old-fashioned, light weights, light swinging, light mace, lighter clubs, reasonably weighted kettlebells, not super heavy ones, moderate kettlebells, done safely, but mostly the mace, and body weight exercises, calisthenics. You should see what he has achieved with these forms of exercises. Jeff Zambello say, James, I believe that you and Steve Maxwell are proficient at the half moon push-ups. I first saw the half. Thank you very much, Jeff Zambello. I first saw the half moon push-up conducted, I think, by Kashi Azad, an Iranian Palavan of Sydney, Australia, who I also salute and pay homage to, Kashi Azad, and other Palavans. And then Steve Maxwell does an outstanding video on YouTube demonstrating one of the most challenging, bar none, of all bodyweight exercises, the Persian half moon push-up. Now, if you can do the Persian half moon push-up, easily described and demonstrated by Mr. Steve Maxwell, you will be like blown away by how difficult this exercise is to do in perfect form. And Steve Maxwell describes how to do it. I'll give you a hint. You trace an imaginary half circle with each pectoralis, with both your left pectoral and your right pectoral, as you're using a Shenna board or 2 yoga blocks or 2 red clay bricks. Because Richard Army McGuire says you can use bricks if you don't have a Shenna board, and they're a hell of a lot cheaper. Well, the yoga blocks are cheap too. But when you do the half moon push-up, you slowly make believe you're tracing a half moon. Make believe you have a Sharpie magic marker attached to your nipple, and with each pectoral, as you bend side to side, you're tracing an imaginary half moon on a poster paper. You make believe you're on top of a big white poster paper, and you make believe you have a Sharpie marker sticking out of each nipple, and you are, in your mind, you're visualizing the tracing of a half moon as you pivot from side to side. Check out the video. Okay. My illustrious co-host, Jeff Zambello, is helping me out a lot with this. No, wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Jeff Zambello says, I now weigh 215 pounds and my lats are wider than ever. Shoulders are injury-free. Compared to the way Jeff Zambello described how his shoulder used to be, day and night difference. This is not to mention his horseshoe-shaped tricep and diamond-shaped calves, and also the big horseshoe quadriceps, you pencil neck geeks out there, quadriceps, quads. And I'm sure his hamstrings are very strong too. His lats, which means latissimus dorsi, are bigger than anyone I know because every day I do multiple sets of high rep inverted rows underneath a dip bar. Just picture that. The dip bar is a very underestimated exercise tool that can be utilized with body weight training. Also, a pull-up chin-up bar is also very underestimated, as well as the abdominal wheel, which costs not even $5. You can buy it anywhere, but you have to do it properly. You have to use the wheel the right way. You have to follow the experts, the way they describe the perfect form in the video. And that goes for all these exercises. Even one-dimensional strength training with barbells, dumbbells, machines, or power bands. His lats, Jeff Zambello's lats, are so thick and wide that these wings can fly to Florida. You hear that? The great Ken Thiessen, his wings can fly to Florida. So what's happening is that these carnival hucksters are, through lots of sales hype, are causing people to part with their hard-earned money, telling them things they want to hear, making false promises, charging a tremendous amount of money just to hear a lot of stories and a lot of jokes and personal stories, as well as all make-believe exercises that they throw in just to make up the balance of the seminar time. You see, they have to justify charging $1,000 a person. You know, they have to justify filling in the 2 or 3 hours, whatever it takes to do one of these bullshit seminars, because otherwise people will say, what? The seminar's over already? And I had to pay $1,000 for this? So they have to add, when they do the steel mace cult, I used to say fad, now I call it a cult. When they do the steel mace cult seminars, they have to justify all the time of the seminar. So they add all these made-up exercises where they're trying to use a steel mace as a barbell, which it's not. You know, they do all these barbell exercises, or they try to, with the steel mace, because they have to fill in the time, because they have to justify charging $1,000 a head or $600, like they did in my hometown of Lodi, New Jersey. That's another fiasco story. Incredible, Jeff Zambello. And now, I'm sure these two blues brothers that are dressed alike, including the sycophant groupie that is conducting this functional har beats. What does har beat mean? Does that mean he's gonna beat his meat on Times Square, or does that mean he's gonna wax the old bishop? You know, that 5-pound steel mace, that looks like a dildo. What does har beat really mean? So I have a feeling that collectively, the both of them are involved in this business venture together. Now, Jeff Zambello, I think you have a drug-free competitive event that is coming up, I think, in the springtime. And now, correct me if I'm wrong. It's in northern New England. I could be wrong, but I know you have an event. I think it might be a mace. It might be a light Russian. It's like a Russian kettlebell style mace competition. I'm not sure if you're going to do the kettlebell. Maybe you might just do the mace. I don't know. Let's see what we got here. Reason: I totally stopped low rep sets and now get my daily pump from high rep bodyweight calisthenics with dozens of different exercises in a circuit. Never boring, always exciting with lots of sweat, and not only that, lots of variation. Lots of variation. Because the muscles, they get very used to the same system and the same movement. It's called hitting a plateau, and the system is called muscle confusion, because when the muscles very easily get too accustomed to the same movement, the same exercise routine, the same system, the same exercises themselves. The late great Bob Hoffman of the York Barbell Company, who started the first weightlifting Hall of Fame in York, Pennsylvania. The man who trained Joe Weider, who did not give him any credit. Joe Weider arrogantly took all the credit himself. Bob Hoffman used to talk about the system that he called irregular training. Later on, the great John Grimmick called it muscle confusion. Legendary John Grimmick, the late John Grimmick. And muscle confusion is simply a way to prevent a plateau. Because if you do the same thing over and over, eventually your progress is going to come to a halt. It's going to stop. And you're not going to gain any more strength. And your results will come to a stop. But which usually, for some people, not all, for some people, usually occurs every 2 or 3 weeks. Like Lou Ferrigno had to change his routine every 2 to 3 weeks, where Arnold Schwarzenegger can go on and on with the same routine. But in general, it's wise to have a mixed system to prevent a plateau. Now, I am thinking of doing a drug-free, natural health, fitness, and nutrition, as well as dating and relationship red pill, men going their own way show with my good friend Thomas Metal 75 of Massachusetts Beer Review, doing a craft beer review at the end. Okay, so it's going to be, I'll be the red pill progressive, and I'll be giving advice. And then at the end, Massachusetts Beer Review, my friend, and drummer for heavy metal rock band Oxblood Forge. He's that too. And plus he plays the acoustical guitar splendidly. Eric, Thomas Metal 75, will be doing a craft beer review. I'm thinking of it. I'm thinking, and I told him about it, and he sounds very intrigued. Okay, let's get back to my buddy Jeff Zambello. No, I am awaiting for the Northeast Regionals of the Vintage Strength Games. That's right. I am awaiting the venue, location, and date of the event. The great Vintage Strength Games. Who started the Vintage Strength Games and who currently runs it, Jeff Zambello? Fatso sycophants who seek validation and false praise from fork-tongued, lying carnival huckster pitchmen. That's absolutely right. People that have money that are too fucking lazy to train hard over a long period of time the old-fashioned way. Oh no, they don't want to work. They want instant results. Those are the ones that are easily duped and fooled by these carnival hucksters. These are the ones that get suckered in. Absolutely. Stop taking group photos of the post-seminar and be real by taking the photos of the dinner after the seminar of all the fatties sucking down beers and eating multiple desserts. That is the reality. You know, I'm glad you brought up the photo opportunity, the photo op. And then in a little bit, you'll tell me who is the person responsible for the vintage games, because I want to give kudos to that person. These people that are involved with the Steel Mace Seminar cult, they love to take photos together with big fake car dealer smiles on their face. Way to go. They're always patting themselves on the back and kissing each other's anuses, maybe rimming each other with their tongue in their anus. Way to go, guy, or way to go, gal. You're looking great. You never look better. Way to go, big guy. Perfect form. You're getting great results. Yeah, way to go, man. Like when that comedian told George Costanza when he got the wig, you got yourself, what did he say? You got yourself a rug. Way to go, Jack. Remember that? And then Elaine tore the toupee off of George Costanza and threw it out the window. You got yourself a rug. Way to go, Jack. He's the one that lied that he had cancer, so he didn't have to pay for the toupee. It was the Seinfeld episode. Yeah, so that's what they do. They kiss each other's ass. The people that attend these Steel Mace seminar cults. One of them did not take my advice that I gave her the advice of cutting out refined carbohydrates and going on the ketogenic paleo Atkins diet, because she was crying the blues that she couldn't get muscular definition and lose body fat. And guess what? She totally didn't listen to me. She did not listen to me. She blew me off because she's one of those feminists. Feminists have all the answers. They know it all. You can't tell them anything, especially if a man gives them advice. Oh, heaven forbid. So Dina Engart, who attends all the seminars around the country, around the world, goes to spas and everywhere on her husband's dime, spending her husband's money. Meanwhile, she never shows her husband's photo on Facebook at all. Yeah, she didn't want to take my advice when I told her about her high carb, high sugar diet. And then she posts photos of what she ordered online that was all sugary. She might as well have gotten a case of Pop-Tarts, to be honest with you. Fatso is a real word because it is the truth. Work out every day hard. It is very hard, but gets results. One of my friends lost 41 pounds over 3 months by doing 1.5 hours of cardio every day. Well, the best cardio, in my opinion, is a functional cardio, not running a marathon, but cardio that does other things for your body, that gives you other benefits, like riding a mountain bike. Fantastic for the lower body, Jeff Zambello. Even the core. It's even great for your abdominals. I read an article that not only does riding a mountain bike, not only is it fantastic for your lower body, your hips, your gluteus maximus, which is your ass cheeks, your quadriceps, hamstrings, and gives you diamond-shaped calves. but it also is fantastic for your midsection. Transverse abdominis, rectus abdominis, your obliques on the sides. Fantastic. That is great multifunctional, multi-benefit cardio. There are other great cardio. Jump rope, if you can do it. Jump rope. Get the Everlast, the leather jump rope with the ball, the revolving ball inside the handle. You know, the one that the late Muhammad Ali used to advertise, made by Everlast. But I really am big on a good mountain bike. I think it's fantastic. But there are many ways to get cardio. Swing a lighter mace. Buy a 15-pound mace. Whatever company you want. I like Incline Fit, but it doesn't have to be. 5 pounds for women, 15 pounds for men. If you have a history of physical fitness. I don't mean a little puny little Woody Allen looking accountant, you know, like a little pipsqueak Woody Allen looking guy, a geek, a pencil pusher. I mean a person who, you know, who's worked out in their life. Then a 15-pound mace will challenge them, possibly for most of their life. But you have to be in reasonable, moderate shape. All right, what do we got here? Many hero worshippers attend every goddamn circular strength training seminar, but have zero body transformation. That's right. They look pudgy and smooth. Where are the results? Considering the fact that they spend so much of someone else, wink, wink, nod, nod, little Jack Horner sat on a corner, someone else's money, the big Mamu, Jeff Zambello also says. He is now a 60-year-old bodybuilder, 1 hour of incline, treadmill, speed walking, low impact, followed by 30 minutes of high-level elliptical. That would be the simulated rock climbing, right? That goes like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. Jeff Zambello also says he fights his mind to not quit. Yeah, he disciplines his mind and trains cardio 7 days per week. Yes, 7 days per week, plus pumping iron equals body transformation. He now wears a Gold's Gym tank top in the gym at 60 years old. You know, they used to, they interviewed the great Albert Beckles, a man that is, he's elderly now, but you would never think it because the guy is jacked up and cut to ribbons, cut to shreds. He's still lifting weights and bodybuilding, you know. He was saying that, you know, bodybuilding or, you know, real physical fitness, it's an old man sport. It's an old man sport because the muscles of your body have what they call muscle memory, which means that even if you have a layoff due to an injury, due to a setback, an injury, it doesn't take long for your muscles to bounce back. It only takes like 2 or 3 weeks to bounce back. You will get a pump very quickly and your muscles will bounce back because there is such a thing as muscle memory. All right, what do we got here? All right, that was the last one. So who is responsible for the great vintage games? Who is the gentleman that I should give kudos to who started and conducts the great vintage games event? I love to name drop and give credit to people that deserve credit and compliments. Not hillbillies from Idaho that produce poor, shoddy products and call themselves a veteran-owned business but have no physical fitness background aside from furniture making and getting his wood for free in the Idaho forest and charging a lot of money for his garbage that cracks with the signature of a person who is not a celebrity in the fitness world, who has no credentials, no background in kinesiology and biomechanics and physical fitness, has no degrees, no diplomas, no nothing, just simply has the money to travel and pick brains. Okay, I did that already. 41 pounds, body transformation in 3 months. He has veins all over his forearms and biceps, cut up pectorals, wide shoulders and lats. Okay. I am very impressed because this is so enthusiastic and such positive news that older people have nothing but positive things to look forward to when it comes to their bodies and their physical fitness. They have nothing but untapped potential. That's right. All older people that work out safely and drug-free and eat properly and take the right nutritional supplements have nothing but untapped potential. All right. Again, who started vintage games? You're not telling me. Don't be like a politician. Don't be like Joe, sleepy, creepy, touchy-feely Joe Biden. Don't be. Who is the great one who's founded and conducts the vintage games? Do I have to do Howard Cosell? I asked this 60-year-old bodybuilder how he lost 41 pounds, and he replies, well, it's not from the shake weight, that's for sure. Jet, hold on. He replies, Jeff, it is very fucking hard. Very fucking hard. 7 days per week. So what he applies is what a old friend of mine who's probably deceased now, that used to run a health food store. He was a nutritionist for almost 40 years. He had a health food store, Mr. Bernie Dahl. He's probably deceased now. If he's dead, God rest his soul. He taught me a lot. Mr. Bernie Dahl called it Norwegian steam, which means old-fashioned sweat and hard work. Norwegian steam. Of course, the right genetics helps, but it's no excuse for not exercising, because even an ectomorph or an endomorph, which is a roly-poly, can still be an athlete. Hey, if you're an endomorph, you can be a powerlifter, because endomorphs, pudgy people have short limbs, and, body weight is strength. I hate to say it. Even if your muscles are mixed with fat cells, body weight equals strength, and you can be a great drug-free, safe powerlifter, or kettlebell, or a mace swinger. You can be all the above. An ectomorph is like a skinny balink, tall, Ichabod crane, long, lanky arms. There are still athletic events you can participate in. If it's not strength athlete, you can be a marathon runner. You can be a martial artist. Wax on, wax off, the Karate Kid. You can have a black belt in martial arts of your choice. All right. You're not going to tell me who owns vintage games. Okay. I'll find out on my own. I'm not going to say anything derogatory. I'm going to give compliments to that person. He trains twice per day. We're still on this 60-year-old guy. He trains twice per day. Ay, 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 manaja. He trains twice per day, and so do I. No magic pill for success. As the lying, forked-tongued carnival snake oil huckster pitchmen tell you, because they want the next gig. Yes, and they will tell you in Lodi, New Jersey, at New Breed Fitness, owned by the great Daniel Ramsey, owner-operator with his wife, and he is so dedicated. He has a penthouse, modern, huge apartment right above New Breed Fitness where he resides. Comes down on a bat pole. He has a martial arts background, Daniel Ramsey. Those are the people with the most integrity. And Mr. Mace Man threw everyone out after sweating their balls off with 90 degrees plus high temperature and humidity, enduring listening to all this bullshit, and getting a little Where's Me Lucky Charms, a little Eric Diddley Dicky Doyle, little Jack Horner diploma certification. He cleared out New Breed Fitness. Says, everybody clear out. He interrupted the camaraderie and the fellowship between friends involved in circular training. Clear out the gym. I have to conduct business. Well, Daniel Ramsey told me himself there was no additional business to conduct. Mr. Mace Man got paid. He got the envelope, the envelope of cash. The agreement was settled. There was no additional business to be conducted. And everyone was denied proper hydration by the generous Daniel Ramsey, who supplied a barrel of iced spring water for everyone to drink, because he had compassion that he did not have central air conditioning, and he had big fans, which doesn't really cut it. You really need central air. I am going to sleep right now because I have to wake up at 5:30 a.m. Okay, I'll look up the name of the guy who does the games, the vintage games. I didn't even get a chance to do my instruments. What gives here? What gives? It is past 10 p.m. right now. I need to get my sleep and tap into the natural sleep growth hormone. All right. Let me get this over with. Well, it's not past 10 p.m. What are you talking about? Give me the name of the guy who does the vintage games. You're right. It is past 10 p.m. I'm sorry. You're on Atlantic time. Don't worry. I'm going to look up who's in charge of the vintage games before the show's over. But you'll be in bed. Don't worry. You have just departed our alternative training and circular strength training, the International Brotherhood of Palavans, drug-free, safe physical fitness and martial arts group on Facebook. Our pirate ship is officially over. Go twirl my baton on Times Square. Well, guess what? Yeah, he is a sissy baton twirler, but before I log off, I'm going to look up vintage strength games. So if you want to go to bed, my friend, you have a great sleep, because you have to get up mighty early. Because I'm going, when I do my journalism, and I am an inquiring mind, and I ask questions, I must procure my information. Vintage strength, vintage strength games. Oh, look at Bus's heart. Oh, it's coming up. Vintage strength games. There it is. How about that? Maceworks. Oh, that's the website. Hold on. Vintage strength games, Miami. Oh, that's the one Ken Thiessen told me about. Had one in Tampa Bay. Wait a minute. Oh, first they were in Miami. Now they're in Tampa. They're going to have one in Tampa? Really? Oh, that's past. What has he got? Oh, they got the logo here. What a nice looking logo. Why did they have past events? Let's see. Month. You got a calendar here. About. All right. Oh, they do kettlebell too? They got pictures of people. Some of them with funny looks on their face. Don Giafardino has a look like he's Count Dracula. Then there's Jason Tackett's a part of it. Really? He's one of Rick Brown's buddies. He swings heavy though. He likes to swing the big club bell. Jesse Miner, Valerie Porlowski. Okay. Frank DeMeo. He is the founder and coordinator of MaceFit.com. He's the guy. Experienced coach, speaker, author, fitness advocate, and seminar presenter. Frank DeMeo. Frank DeMeo. Okay. Frank DeMeo. See, that wasn't so hard. Maybe people think I'm going to say something to ruin their chances with the vintage strength games. Maybe they think I'm going to offend vintage strength games. I do think the photos are kind of comical, though. If you're going to take a photo for a website, at least like smile and you're on candid camera. Don't like stare like you're gonna bite somebody in their neck and suck their blood out. But Frank DeMeo had a nice photo though. Kudos to Mr. Frank DeMeo in starting this fine organization called the Vintage Strength Games. You can look them up on Google. And I salute you, Frank DeMeo. Yeah, you know what? Old James gets his information, hook or by crook. Believe me. And if someone does something wrong, I'm going to expose their fucking ass. But so far, everything that's needed to be said has been said on this show. Bye-bye, everybody.